Just letting y'all know, this video is not a video that covers the principles of animation. This is supposed to be me going over how to make an application primarily made for game making into one for animation. If you want to learn the principles of animation, watch Alan Vecker's video on it, which I will link in the description. Now, back to the video. This is probably you. You don't scroll too far down YouTube Shorts or TikTok and stumble across one of PM Damian's, Zilgos, or Soybeans' Roblox animations. And you think, hey, I want to do that too. So you boot up Roblox Studio and...
Huh?
Wait, how do you even start? Well, let me introduce you to... the Roblox animation plugin that almost every notable Roblox animator uses. For $29.99, but just, it's worth an investment. With it, you can add your models, characters, manipulate lighting, and much more to fine-tune your animation to your liking. But the base Moon Animator could be improved, so a bunch of other people already created plugins that built off of Moon Animator, giving the already great plugin additional features. The sun's position allows you to place the sun wherever you want with your mouse. Camera Light slaps the light onto the camera. Flyflix add-on lets you easily import camera shake into your animation. Don't touch the lighting part of it though, it sucks. HDify lets you create custom animatable eyes and mouth decals for your Roblox characters, and gives you a few choices right off the bat. Hyperfix's tools lets you create a physical camera. Light Editor lets you see every light you place in your game. Lunar Sound 2 lets you import audio into your animation. Moon Plus allows you to autosave, which is really useful. Phobos Rotation gives you the blended rotation thing, and also a bunch of other stuff. Rig Edit makes editing custom rigs easy. RSVP Moon Add-on Suite gives you a central grid. And VFX Studio lets you pick a bajillion effects and meshes for your animations. This is a real lifesaver. All of these plugins will be linked in the description, and I advise you to download all of them. They're all such help in the animation making process. Now that we have all that technical stuff out of the way, now let's talk about animating faces is incredibly easy. Simply use HDify to turn your character's face into 3 segments: eyes, mouth, and additional marks for bruises and blushing. Note that for custom faces like mine, you will need to position the eyes yourself because the plugin only works for the base R6, R15 models. Next, import that decal into Moon Animator. Then add a keyframe where you want your character's eyes or mouth to change, and boom, you have animated faces. You can also attach the eyes onto the model using Rig Edit if you want your eyes to be bouncy and stuff. Hey, I'll even give you a tip on how to make smooth linking animations. First, you need to find 3 decals, one of a fully open eye, one of a partly open eye, and one where the eye is fully open. Place 5 keyframes, and between each, make them about 5 frames apart, and boom, smooth linking animation. Remember how I mentioned that one plugin called Rig Edit? Well, here's a short tutorial on how to use it. Join all the parts of your custom rig into one model. Then establish which part is the torso or the central part of your rig, arms, or whatever kind of body part that your model has. Remember that if your arm has multiple joints, such as in R15, you must connect each joint chronologically. To do that, first select the torso, then the next joint it touches with shift-click. Repeat this with the next joint, so on and so forth, and there you go, you have a custom animatable model. Sup? Welcome to my intermission. You know what? I get it. I talk a bit too loudly, a bit too quickly, so this is just a moment for you to...
Fresh meat.
Oh my god! Oh dear god! Oh god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! There might come a time when you think to yourself and wonder, hey, this would be so much funnier with ragdolls. So I'm here to explain it before you think it. First, map out where you want the ragdoll to go. It's important to do this first because it acts as a guide as to how your other limbs will be flopping about. Additionally, your ragdoll should follow an arc, which expands or shrinks based on the amount of oomph your character receives. Now, just play around with your limbs and boom, ragdoll. Ever wanted to attach a tool like this to your rig so you can animate said tool? Here's how. Drag and drop your tool into your character, and into whichever hand that grabs it. If you're animating on a map that has a buttload of parts and models, it takes forever to find your character by scrolling through your explorer manually. So simply, select both models and group them with Ctrl G. Then drag and drop that way. Lastly, use either Rig Edit or Moon Animator's built-in weld tool, and boom, you can animate tools along with your character. Also, don't forget to ungroup the entire thing once you're done. I think I'll get this one. Making impact frames is actually pretty easy with Roblox Studio. Firstly, add a color correction effect into your lighting, and then add that into Moon Animator. Then you add a highlight to all the models you want to include in said impact frame. If you want those outer effects that you commonly see in impact frames, go to VFX Studio and click on the Mesh tab. There you will see a bunch of effects that you can use to give you the aforementioned outer effects. And remember to slap a highlight onto them as well. After, import all highlights and meshes into your animation. Now here's the fun part. Adjust your brightness to a fat one, and enable your highlights. The highlights will now be the only thing visible through the white or whatever color you set screen. Play with the meshes and the colors of everything to make your impact frames pop, and boom, impact frame. Effects use particle emitters. Pick one of the millions that VFX Studio offers, then place them wherever you want. Insert the particle emitter into the animator and adjust whatever you want by experimenting with the property tab. Toggle it on and off and boom, you have animated effects. There are two main ways to use a camera in Moon Animator. You either use the inbuilt camera or physical camera. Personally, I use the inbuilt camera for shorts and the physical camera for more dynamic stuff like fight scenes and action sequences, cause setting up the physical camera is a bit of extra effort and I'm lazy. The inbuilt camera has a bunch of stuff to play around with, such as adjusting the field of view and attaching it to a part. To move it around, double click to make a keyframe. Move it to your desired angle and then make another. This is not how I wanted the bit to turn out. Yo, go on ahead, I'll just lie down here for a moment. First, of course, insert the camera. The line in the center shows where your camera is pointing, with the green and red triangles in front of the camera showing what you can and can't see. You also get a data box if you want to make cinematic stuff. To actually make it a functional camera, insert the built-in camera and toggle attach the part. Next, open it up and select the eye of the physical camera. Now, where the physical camera moves, so will your camera. This is a very simple fix, so I'll just get it out to you right now. If you want to fix brick path name must be unique, just like name your model anything else. Personally, I like to go for don't like how light seeps through your models? Just get a part, make it big, and put it above. And that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. You now know everything I wish I knew before animating on Roblox Studio. If you felt like I ran it a bit, I mean, yeah, I wanted to keep everything concise and fast. I want to thank my two members so far, Lilman and TanTT, for being the only way that I have ever received cash from content creation apart from commissions. If you want me to explain something else I didn't cover in this video, comment it. If there's enough demand, I'll definitely make a part 2. Or even make a series about the principles of animations if you like. With that, thank you, you sophisticated individuals, and see you in like a few days when I post my next short. Bye bye!